Hello there. In this video we are looking at travel deductions and when you can deduct travel expenses from your income. There are two broad instances in which you may do so. Either if you are self-employed or from the perspective of a business, then as long as the travel expenditure falls within the general deductions formula, which you will remember that we spoke about, then you can deduct that expenditure from your income because it was expenditure incurred in the production of income while carrying on a trade. Those are the broad requirements, as you might remember. Now we'll look again at this specific instance when we're looking at a video for freelancers in a few videos time, but for this video we are focused on employees. When may employees deduct travel expenditure? And this may be done if you receive a fringe benefit from your employer in relation to travel. So if your employer pays you a monthly travel allowance or allows you use of the company's vehicle in your private time. So how to do it, it's not too complicated, although if you go into the SARS interpretation note on travel expenditure, it may seem quite complicated. The cool thing is that as long as you just keep record of your business kilometers in a year, you can fill that in on e-filing, and e-filing will do the rest for you. So the steps in doing so is to first record your vehicle's odometer reading on 1 March, the first day of the tax year. Then keep a logbook throughout the year in which you record all work-related travel. And as we will look at in a bit more detail now, this does not include traveling to or from work. SARS has this e-logbook that they release every year that makes it easy for you to keep this log of your work-related travel. And you can access that logbook in our supporting materials. Then at the end of the tax year, you must again record your vehicle's odometer reading, and then you can work out your total kilometers for the year, and then you can also work out your business kilometers for the year by looking at your logbook. And then once you have that, you're going to fill it in e-filing and in your tax return, and then it's as easy as that. We're not going to look at the numbers because, like I said, e-filing does the calculations for you. The only important question for you to know and answer is, when are you traveling for business versus privately? As I've already mentioned, when you are traveling to and from work, that is classed as private travel, not business travel. But if you are traveling from home to a client or for another work purpose, then that can be included as business travel. So let's look at a few examples of business travel. For instance, if you're a sales rep and during work hours you drive all over the place seeing different clients, that is quite clearly business travel. Likewise, if you're a candidate attorney and you have to drive to court to file documents, that would also be business travel. Even if you drove straight to court from home, that would be business travel. If you work from home permanently, like a computer programmer, for instance, and then you drive from home to see a client, that would be business travel as well. And if you are an events organizer, for instance, and you have to drive all over the place to pick up items for an upcoming event, that would again be business travel. So it's quite easy to spot what is and isn't business travel. The only thing to remember, as I've said a few times, is it just does not include travel from home to you getting to work. So that is travel deductions. Like I've said, we haven't gone into the numbers much because let's rather keep it simple. Just know when you are and aren't traveling for business and record your kilometers, and then you can get that in e-filing. You can get that filed in your tax return in e-filing, and e-filing does the rest for you. Now, let's look at a quick example. Steph receives a monthly travel allowance from her employer, who is a newspaper. Remember, she's a journalist. So in terms of the Income Tax Act, she will include 80% of her allowance into her taxable income. But because she's using this fringe benefit on business purposes, she may then claim back a deduction, which then will lower her income. When she is driving to work every day, she of course cannot include that as her business driving or travel. But when she is driving from work to conduct interviews and investigations, that will be included in business travel, and she can include that in her logbook and therefore claim a deduction in respect of it. And yeah, so even if she drives from home directly to an interview, she may deduct that from her income, or rather she may record that travel and ultimately it will be deducted from her income. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.